When I learned this palace was a war prize, that set the theme for the show, war. I chose as many voices as we could find, people who have participated in war, a general perhaps, or an enlisted man or woman. I went to detainees, I went to people in various areas of combat. I don't like to prescribe. I want people to have a chance to say what they know. And then in this collection of things, something like the truth resides. We have testimony from those tortured via Human Rights Watch, and then of course we have the material from the Not Forgotten. These men and women were crucial to the project because they were there, they know what happened. I found the most improbable grass, black mondo grass. I thought it otherworldly. I wanted there to be something that didn't require language, that showed what can't be said in words. One comes into that garden and you know immediately that something is off, something is tragic, something is sober, something is extraordinary. There will be a sea of darkness.
We specialise in throwing pots on the potter's wheel. We are probably one of very few places in Europe that make pots this large using this method. I'm Adam Keeling. I am the lead thrower for Witchford Pottery. I've taken the role on from my father, who founded the business in 1976. We are one of the last large-scale producers of handmade flower pots. One of the beautiful things about handmade pot is the story of how it came into being, and part of that is knowing who made it, why it was made, for whom, and that's why we thought it would be very nice to have Jenny's initials on the inside of each pot.
I really enjoyed the process. It was very cathartic. And it was nice to talk to someone who wasn't a clinician, wasn't military, and didn't want anything for their own ends. It was my 43rd birthday on the day. And weirdly, some of the big actions happened to me on my 30th birthday. I was sort of crammed behind this taxi in the middle of an unnamed city being shot at. And I remember thinking on my 30th birthday, thinking, bloody hell, this is one day to celebrate your birthday. And then suddenly, years later, on another birthday, I'm almost closing that circle off. I think I'll find it actually quite profound on the day. I'm in a very good place from a PTSD point of view, but there are peaks and troughs. We share a vicarious kind of experience. A lot of military people understand other people's experience. They don't have to have been there. So I think I'll find it a very, very profound evening. Hopefully my words can be taken at face value. Someone like Winston Churchill was sort of challenged in World War II, and words to the effect of, Winston Churchill, why aren't you cutting the arts funding? Britain needs Spitfires or whatever. And I believe he said something to the effect that, well, what's the point of fighting a war if we don't have the arts? I can understand those words now. What's the point of doing these things if you're not going to make the world a better place? I think on the whole, we do these things to make ourselves better people, better societies. So that's what words and art and things are there for. So yeah, I'm very, very proud to sort of be involved in my little way.
I find it quite cathartic, and I got quite a lot from it. I think people's thoughts and feelings need to be captured, and this is a really, really good way of expressing it. I think it's really, really important that at this time we take into account the fact that not everybody's opinion is exactly the same, and just because they're not exactly the same doesn't mean that they're not being heard. Some people are comfortable with expressing their views, others may not feel that it's the right time for them. I'll be proud because it depicts what an awful lot of people have gone through, a lot of different experiences, thoughts and feelings. I will be personally really interested to see how it's been interpreted. I think so long as they go in with the mindset that some of the pieces might make them feel a little bit uncomfortable if we're looking at the reality, because I'm sure some of the stories that have been obtained are quite visual in their explanation, enough to get the imagination going.